UCLA basketball setting into non-conference play. We're right around the midpoint of the regular season. Perfect time to catch up with our next guest. Welcome back on the Bruin Insider Show. Nick Cope joined, of course, by the head coach of your men's basketball team, Mick Cronin.
What's up, Nick?
Coach, great to see you as always.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year as well. Yeah, 12 days. I think, curb your enthusiasm. He says after day 3, can't exactly do that. But great to see you nonetheless. Little stock report for the team. What have you liked so far, and how are you challenging these guys to continue to improve? Still a lot of runway left in this season.
Yeah, well, that's always our thing, as you know, just try to get better as time goes on. There's been a lot of positives in spite of a couple of losses that we've had. The road is tough. It's tough. You know, I thought Tyler being out the Cal game, that was probably our toughest loss. Arizona and Gonzaga got great teams, and Iowa and Wisconsin on the road without Sky Clark. It's tough. Got to get healthy. That helps. But one thing about our team, they're good guys. We got really, really good guys. Try to make some adjustments here as we go, especially on the defensive end. Get Donovan Dent on a roll offensively would be nice, and get Sky Clark back. I mean, he's a leading three-point shooter in the Big Ten and the 8th in the country. And he's your best defender. So that's a tough one for us right now. And this era, Nick, in the portal, you can't be deep. You just can't be deep enough because, one, you don't have enough money, but two, the players know they're not going to sign up to be 10th, 11th man.
They want to play.
Yeah. So even if you have the money for that, it's tough to do. And, it's just an era where 29 football players leave Ohio State. We're talking about Ohio State now. Yeah. The guys aren't playing; they're leaving. So it's just hard. It's hard to get guys and be deep as you want to be. So injuries are an issue, and it's really been something we've been fighting all year, buddy.
Yeah. Donovan was hurt early on, and despite some injuries, no Sky and no Brandon in that Maryland game.
Yeah.
Defensively, you talk about making some adjustments there. Yeah. I thought one of your better defensive games of the season.
Our best.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, if we could have rebounded the ball, my friend, they shot 30%. You hold a high major team, to 30% shooting. That's almost and that's with 20 offensive rebounds. Yeah. So if we could have gotten, 7 or 8 more defensive rebounds, they're shooting 23, 24%. So our defensive effort was great. Our first shot defense was excellent. And then, but one thing, when you do a good job and we change some things, we're forcing people into late clock situations. A lot of long shots equal long rebounds. So that's an area that we got to improve on if we're going to continue to be able to force people late in the clock.
That's a question I had because I feel like the cliche is that rebounding is effort, but there's got to be some skill to it as well, right?
No, strategically, yes. What happens on those long, late clock shots are usually hard jump shots. That the best way I can describe it to people who played basketball, it's a brick.
Yeah.
It's a brick. Somebody's going to shoot a brick usually, and you don't know where the brick's going to go. You can't go running towards the basket, because it's not going to come off softly like a good shot. It's a brick.
Yeah.
Bricks go anywhere. So that's where everybody being alert and trying not to end up under the basket and boxing out, creating a bigger rebounding area as you can, is something that you have to do in a late clock situation. We did a great job defensively. Guys that really did a good job, and they forced Maryland into a lot of tough shots.
Is there anything that you can take from that game defensively going forward, or is so much of it matchup based as well, game to game?
Well, yeah, it's some games it's easier said than done, right?
Yeah.
But every game is different. But yeah, there's always things you can take with you. Like I told the guys, look, we missed 9 free throws. We don't do that. 2 front ends at a 1-and-1. So in my world, we missed 11 free throws. And Trent and Tyler, great free throw shooters, missed them. Those are 11 points you leave on the board. We're 5 for 17 from 3. We shot it well below our average. But we still won easily. Why? I make them say it. We didn't turn it over. and we didn't give them any easy baskets. We, 4 shots over. Sure, you give yourself a chance to win. So we have to take. That's the stuff, like my message of what you take with you.
Mm-hmm.
If you hold teams to 55, it's going to be hard to lose, to be honest with you.
And you talk about going on the road and these tough road environments in the Big Ten. Defense, taking care of the basketball, those are the things you need to travel.
Well, it's the only way to win. I mean, you look at certain teams that are supposedly great teams, and they go on the road, and you look what happens to them. They give up too many points. You're not going to win. You don't turn. You got to take care of the ball. Like Penn State's a team that forces turnovers. Ohio State's usually a really tough defensive team in the half court. So you better take care of the ball. And but on your point, defensively, how do you, what does that mean? People listening, what does that mean? What's the problem? You've got to be able to force hard shots. If you're out of position and you're giving up paint, what we would call points in the paint near the rim, you're also going to foul too much. So now your best players are out. Now with us, our bench is short with guys injured and sick. We better not foul, which was a big problem at Wisconsin. When Trent got hurt, and then we had foul trouble. So it was like the triple whammy. Keeping people out of the paint, forcing jump shots, you got a better chance to win because it keeps you out of foul trouble. And guys don't miss layups. College players make a high percentage of those.
With the injury to Sky, a lot more time for Trent Perry. He's someone who's had to be patient his freshman year, getting more minutes this season. Yeah. How have you seen him grow freshman year to sophomore year?
Yeah, look, he's having a good year, and he's only going to get better as a player. He's only going to get better as he gets older because he's got the talent. It's just I think the adjustment level used to be really tough, Nick, for a freshman. But that's when college basketball was 18 to 22-year-olds. And, it's like, hey, imagine being a freshman in high school. You're playing against seniors and juniors, high school. It's the same. It's the same thing now when you come into college. But it's 10 times different.
There's 24-years-olds.
Exactly. As 24-year-olds. And there's 300 more guys coming this spring from Europe that are 22 because they can make more money here. So you're playing against much older guys, but you're still just 17 turning 18. So the adjustment's even bigger now. And then factor in that in the old days, people would it'd be okay, well, everybody's got to reload with freshmen. So some games you're going to play against young teams. Hardly ever nowadays, right? I mean, hardly ever. So if you're not playing against a 22-year-old guy that just came over from Europe, you're playing against a guy that's transferred 3 times. He's at his 4th school, and he maybe got hurt, and he's 23, and here you are as 18. So it's just a much tougher environment for high school players. And Trent's, I think, if he 10 years ago, his advancement would have been quicker. But in this environment that he's playing in, it's harder and harder. But he's doing well. And, he took a brutal fall, was bleeding everywhere. I didn't know what happened. I saw him bleeding everywhere.
Like a rug burn?
No. Not only did it, obviously he's bleeding, but it hurt. If you see the Wisconsin the play, he when he went for the ball, somehow he was taken out to a point where he landed on his chin.
Yeah.
He couldn't get his hands down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that hurts.
Yeah. Big time.
That hurts. So, and he came back from it. So, Trent is a big piece of what we're doing and what we're going to do.
You mentioned Donovan Dent getting his offense going. I thought in that Iowa game when Sky went down in the second half, you really saw him start to take over and looked like the guy that everybody saw at New Mexico last year, really commanding things. Where does he need to continue to improve to be that guy consistently for you?
Well, it's just, at our level, he's not going to get to the rim in the Big Ten at the way he did in the Mountain West. Still trying to get him to trust his jump shot. He's already, if you look at his stats, assist to turnover, he's totally, I think 8 times improved better than he was last year. So even in Maryland, he didn't have a great game. He had 7 assists, no turnovers. And he's playing point guard. That matters. I'm concerned with his taking care of the ball and playing defense. Now, on the offensive end, I'm working with him on his shooting. I'm trying to get his confidence back. You know, he's a guy that he doesn't want to hurt his team, so he'll just put the jumper on the shelf. But when you play Maryland and they play zone, you can't dribble through the zone. So I want him hunting his shot a little bit more with some confidence. You know, I fought with Trent on that early in the year, and you know you see him, he's doing it. So just keep working with Donnie on it, get a few to go down and get his confidence. Because if you could see the practices where he's been 7 for 8 from 3, just imagine our team if he played a game like that.
Be very tough to defend.
Yeah.
Well, it also helped in that Maryland game. Stephen Jamerson did a little bit of everything.
Yeah, his best game is a Bruin.
For sure. And when you get that out of the 5 position now, so something like that where he's providing the defense but also rebounding. He had a couple of assists, I think. He helped move the ball as well.
Made 2 big free throws.
Did, to help close the game. So to get that out of that position where I know you've been tinkering some smaller lineups, but if you can get that going, that's huge for you guys.
We'll just take the rebounding.
Yeah.
And he had a couple block shots, just rebounding and rim protection. That's why I keep trying to tell Stephen and Xavier Booker, rebounding and rim protection. You can give us that. I don't even care if you score a point. I mean, it'd be great. Steve had a couple nice moves, made a couple free throws, as we alluded to earlier, but we need the rebounding and the rim protection. We need the rebounding desperately. So it's an area where Xavier's got to improve. You know, he's as good a guy as you'll ever meet, but he's got to rebound the ball for us. You know, you can't be, if you're out there and your teammates, we need you, you're 6'11", man, you got to rebound. If they're out, especially when you're the guy that is in the vicinity. Mm-hmm. So it's just, you know, Brandon Williams is good at that. So getting him back, hopefully will help.
Yeah, I want to get your thoughts on him. I know he's sidelined for the moment, but his trajectory to be a key guy as a freshman, start some games, then to go back redshirt, and now come back this year. Wasn't playing a ton at the beginning, but now you've gone to him more over the last several weeks. How do you think that year as a redshirt served him for this season and going forward?
Well, he gets to make more money playing 5 years.
Yeah.
You know, I think the funny thing is I try to talk in a way that the fans, because the fans are just trained, they don't think that way. You know, that's the reality of why kids pick schools where – now, Brandon, that's not why he came here. It's relationships, but that's really what's going on. And it was my idea to redshirt him because simply, Nick, to get him back in his right class. He was a year ahead of where he should have been a junior when he was a senior. You know, so he came here. He was 17 when he went to his first class at UCLA. So I just want to get him back in his correct age group. You can't be ahead of your age group in this era.
Yeah.
It's tough enough in the old days. I mean, this era, you got no chance. So his health, you know, is big. You know, when Brandon's healthy, you know, he's probably our toughest guy from a physicality standpoint with some size. And in this league, you need it. So we desperately need him back.
And Sky, you mentioned, obviously, his three-point shooting, his on-ball defense has been great. He just seems like such a mature, steadying presence out there. Just for me watching, you feel confident when Sky has the ball, he's on the floor. And just his second year here, it feels like he's settled in.
Yeah, when he came to us again, like Donnie, he had a lot of turnover issues, which we solved. And last year, and he's been even way better at it this year, with not turning the ball over. And his shooting has been elite, and his defense has been elite. I mean, he's as good of a two-way player as there is in our league as far as making shots and playing defense. So hamstrings are tough, though, Nick. So, you know, we can't rush him back and then lose him for the rest of the year. So we got to make sure that that thing is healed before he gets back out there. Now, he wants to play desperately. You know, we're in an era where guys don't want to play because they want to get an extra year of money and be in college another year. He wants to play desperately.
Yeah, hamstrings are tough.
Yeah.
Prior to the injury, and then when you get him back, to have him and Donnie playing in the backcourt where –
And Trent.
And Trent.
Yeah.
I mean, you got three guys there who can – disperse the basketball, create their own shot, gives you a lot to work with as a coach.
Yeah, that's well, statistically, in my 23 years and effective field goal percentage, when you put my name into the synergy and the analytics stuff, it's the best offensive team I've ever coached. Effective field goal percentage. But that was up until the Maryland game. Then it might have dipped. We didn't do real well offensively in that game. But with this team has got to tighten up defensively. And obviously you got to get everybody back on the court.
For sure.
Got to get the right guys back on the court. But like you said, when you have good guard play, you got a chance to have a really good offense. And Tyler Bilodeau can really score the ball. And people don't. He was sick against Maryland. Sick when we're taping this show, and he was not himself in that Maryland game. And I knew it. I asked him after the game, "What's wrong?" He said nothing. Sunday, I could tell when I'm watching the film, like he wasn't himself, and it just got worse, progressively worse. So he can score. Tyler, for us, and we're at our best, he's got to be able to get 12 shots at least in a game. Mm-hmm. He don't get 12 shots, I'm not happy.
For sure. So him playing the 4, playing the 5.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
No. Well, I think against some teams it does, some teams it doesn't. You mentioned that earlier, matchups.
Yeah.
Some teams, I think Steve and Book have got to give us some size and rebounding, or we won't be able to compete. Mm-hmm. Other games, I think you can get away with playing Tyler and Brandon together, but it's all matchups.
For sure.
You need them all.
Yeah.
Because we really only have 10 guys, so we need them all.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, to continued health for the team.
Yes.
Last one for you, off the board a little bit, but I believe I remember you saying preseason you sent your daughter to college, right? All right, so I've got a 2-month-old baby girl at home. So what am I in for over the next 18 years? What can I expect?
Here's what I want you to do. First, start the 5-29 plan.
Yes. I've checked it out.
There you go.
But
Start the 5-29.
Yep.
Okay, then I'm going to give you another one people aren't going to give you. Buy life insurance for your daughter.
Okay.
It's extremely cheap. She's not going to need it. She's going to live a long life, but someday she'll use it as collateral, as a down payment on her house because of the value.
Okay.
Because it's so cheap right now for an infant. There's bang, bang.
See, I'm glad I asked this.
See?
I was like,
and then other things, just hang on, man. Hang on for the ride. People always said when your daughter becomes a teenager, it gets tough. Like they're the best until that point. Mm-hmm. And then boys are easier because the emotions of the teenagers, the girls go through. I never had that. She never got the attitude with mom and dad, and she never went through any of that stuff. So I think if you're a great dad when they're young, it's a lot easier when they're older. That's my advice.
All right, I'm going to hang on.
And it's the best thing you'll ever do. I promise you.
All right.
Way better than winning any games. way better. Nobody cares at the end of the day. The people that care, were you a good father? Were you a good person? Husband, brother, whatever. And sports information director, like Alex Timrose.
Yes, yeah, he's a few months ahead of me.
Yes.
I'm drafting behind him, so he's giving me the info as it comes.
Enjoy every phase of it because it only gets better. And then they go away to college, and I miss her every day.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I appreciate that. Looking forward to the next 18-plus years. 529 life insurance. I'm going to get on it when we get home. Great to see you. Thanks so much for your time.
Good to see you, man.
Good luck. We'll catch you up soon.
Thanks, buddy.
Catch the Bruin Insider Show every Thursday, 7 o'clock on AM 790 KABC.